Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Millionaire Lifestyle Weekend Retreat Preview. So, today we're going to talk a little bit about the Millionaire Lifestyle Weekend Retreat. And I'm also going to give you a couple of jewels that I want you to be able to walk away with right now. So, if you don't know, my name is Coach Naima. So, let's go ahead and get started and see how many people we can get into this room. And for those of you who haven't been watching us live, no worries. This is totally being recorded, and you might be watching this recorded session right now. But one of the things I want you to do is get out your pen and paper because you are going to need it as we move in progress along with this workshop. All right, so one thing you need to know about this is that this is not just any webinar. This is the webinar that is going to help you get to your next million or your first million. So the question is that I have for you today is, how's your business? How is your business doing right now? And to start us off, I want to go ahead and get a poll going and see if we can get some questions answered. So on this poll, first thing is, one thing I need to change in my business is, and you need to write that down. The next question is, I want to create and plan my 2025 goals. Yes or no? And the third one is, I feel like a CEO right now. And the question is, yes or no? And the last question that I have for you with the CEO mindset is, I feel burned out with my business right now. Is that answer yes, or is that answer no? All right, so let's go ahead and end that poll right now, but let's keep on moving because although you are answering these questions, you specifically know why you came today for this preview. So I want to start off a little bit talking about me, who I am. Let me see if I can get this video going up. And as much as I love this music, we're going to go ahead and shut this music down a little bit. We're going to go ahead and take a couple of these things down in the background. And yes, we're going to go ahead and get started with the presentation. All right, so the Millionaire Lifestyle Preview Virtual Power Hour. Your $1 million vision starts today. So let's make it real. Welcome again. I am Coach Naima. Let me tell you a little bit about my story if you don't know. And some of you might know who I am, but you may not know my story. So, a long time ago, I was a stay-at-home mom. And one of the things that I was doing as a stay-at-home mom was, of course, teaching my children, homeschooling them. I had a rigorous meal plan, made sure that I had activities for the children, and regularly we would leave the house to go out on a regular basis to make sure that we were out and about in the world. And then, of course, we would come back. But those days were limited to making sure that we had a school time from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So I knew that it was very important to make sure that we had a very condensed school schedule, but also a very impactful school schedule. Well, after a couple of years, my children then began to matriculate and get older. And as they matriculated through grade school, I really found myself getting burnt out. And this burnt out feeling was specifically because literally I was with my children every single day. I'm talking about sun up, sundown, it did not matter. And we just as women cannot do that. We cannot create and live burnout. But I did it. And so what ended up happening was my children then began to get, they were school aged, and I made the decision to send my children to a public school. And that's exactly what I did. So I sent them to public school, and every day while they were at school, I began to join the PTA. And as I was joining the PTA, I wanted to make sure that my children were, number one, having great experiences with other children, but also that I was invested in making sure that I knew what the parents were doing and how my children were still going to be groomed into the adults that I wanted them to be. And so as they matriculated through school system, I felt it very, very important to move them out of public school and put them into an Islamic school. So then my children went through Islamic school for a couple of years, several years, some of them graduating through the eighth grade. But once they were in high school, some of them attended public school once again. And so, of my four children, three of them did graduate from a public school system. But one of the things that I could appreciate about being my children being in public school was that they had a wealth of information in terms of like people, places, and things. So the school that they went to was really, really entrenched with a lot of culture and a lot of people. And so once they were in school, one of the things that I had to do was to figure out who I wanted to be. I know that as stay-at-home moms, sometimes your whole world is like centered around what you're doing for your children and your family, and you sometimes can get caught up in the shuffle. So what you have to really think about and take time and say, hey, am I going to create a business? And if you are, it's a perfect time to create your business is when your children are going to school. So then you actually have time to take a nap. You actually have time to come up with ideas and start creating that business plan. And so in 2004, after several years of having my children in school, working at my place of worship, I decided that I wanted to create my own business because as the position in which I was working in, I was already doing these things. I was helping people with their business. I was giving them advice. I was creating all of these different things for free for people. And I had to take a step back and say, man, I think I can do this on my own. And so that's exactly what I did. So in 2004, I created my business, Get It Done Virtual Assistant Company. And not 2004, 2014. And so with that being said, when I created, well, in 2004, I moved to Atlanta. But when I created my business, virtual Get It Done Virtual Assistant Company, I had so many skills. I was doing all the things, which is something that you should not be doing in your business, meaning that anything that people needed, I would do it. Because as a virtual assistant company, I was like, oh, whatever you need for your business, I'm going to do it. But after a couple of years, I learned to narrow down that niche and make sure that my skill set was not only remaining high, but that I could do a selective amount of things instead of every single thing that every single business owner needed and wanted. And then this also helped me when I began to do that. It helped me to niche down. To work with specific people and specific companies. And so then I moved into a position of working with a consulting firm. And from there, I began to do fundraising strategy. So for almost 10 years, I did fundraising strategy and helped to bring in millions of dollars every single year for HBCUs, as well as helped with the advancement of enrollment services, as well as help with different things within surveys. If we needed to assess what a school was doing in terms of their technology, we did those specific things. We also helped with their alumni engagement, as well as their alumni platforms for their overall national alumni systems. So many different great things that came out of my company from creating it from a virtual assistant company to going into a consulting type role where I was able to help several schools, not just HBCUs, in different capacities with their alumni associations and alumni engagement. And then, of course, as I continue to matriculate through all of these different areas of my life, I realized that, man, I have been doing coaching for years, meaning coaching life and business. So in 2023, I decided to actually take up an offer from Rachel Rogers, which is the Hello Seven company, to become a Hello Seven coach. So in 2023, I got certified as a Hello Seven coach. And so I have been doing that ever since then. So I am a certified life and business coach. And what I want to do right now is talk to you about my mission and vision. So my vision at is what basically what happened is I created another company, the Lady Khadijah Institute. So this specific company is really, really geared toward empowering Muslim women and women of color to break through these mental and emotional barriers that we have and transform their mindset and scale their businesses to 6 and 7 figures. And through personalized coaching and holistic retreats, we foster financial success, joy, and fulfillment, and we create lasting legacies aligned with authentic self expression. That is our mission. And our vision is to create a global community of empowered, financially independent, and empowered Muslim women and women of color to lead with confidence, live authentically, and build thriving businesses that leave a legacy and positive impact on their families and their communities. Another thing is that we aim to be the premier resource for personal and professional growth, transforming lives throughout mindset shifts, strategic business scaling, and holistic well being. So, what are you going to get from this next 45 minutes? So, for the next 45 minutes, I am going to tap into a couple of things that I work with people as a coach when they come into the business. So, let's go ahead and start with the $1 million mindset shift. Okay, again, as I said, I was a stay-at-home mom. Here are my four lovely boys. And now, as you see in the bottom picture, you see that I have definitely evolved to a beautiful empowered and confident business owner. And how did I do that? I had to do a mind shift. And what I want to do with you today is as you get out your pen and paper, I want you to close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths. And in taking those deep breaths, I want you to think about what does your $1 million business look like? What are you, number one, selling? What is your offer? What are you offering the world? This offer needs to be something that is, number one, unique, something that you enjoy. It has to be passionate. It has to be transforming. It has to transform the client's life. And then it has to be scalable. So for this $1 million idea, again, it needs to be something that you enjoy. It transforms people's lives. It can be scalable. And once you come up with that concept, how is this unique from other businesses that are out there? And one of the things that you can think about and look into when you start thinking about the uniqueness is niching it down to different things. The world used to be very, very small place when it came to business, meaning that when you went to school, you knew what you wanted to be when you grew up because there were only literally 100,000 jobs in the industry. Well, now that we're in 2024, there are literally over 1 million jobs that people can be. And every single day, people are creating their own businesses that things that they want to do. So when I ask you, what is your $1 million vision of your company? What is number one, your offer? What are you offering people? Then the next thing I want you to think about is what is that price point for that offer? And this is where I really want you to think about the value that you're giving to people, not how much you think it should cost. And stop thinking about other people's pockets because that's often something that women do when it comes to business. They think of other people's pockets. And when they're thinking of other people's pockets, they have a tendency to underprice their product and or service. So think about what is the value that you're giving your customer. So for me, for instance, I am a life and business coach. The value that I'm giving to my people is that I am having them to make more money, have more joy, and live the life they want to live. And how do I do that? I do that through strategic approaches of course, again, overcoming their mental and emotional barriers. We're going to be looking at their entire business from their offer to their pricing to their team to how are we going to push this and scale it over time, creating processes for their business, and then making sure that their business overall can make money. And once you create a plan and or a process, you take that process and you duplicate it, right? And so as a business and life coach, when I can create that for a business, even businesses that have already been in existence for 10, 15 years, when we can revamp your business and really make it scalable, then the value that you're getting is way higher sometimes than the price point that you're having to pay for that. So sometimes you can look at it as if I have $1 million company and I had to pay someone $10,000 to get me to $1 million company, it's really a drop in the bucket. So when you start thinking about how are you growing your business, you really need to think about business development and the money that you need to really invest in yourself and your business in order to get to that $1 million status. And I know that some of you are sitting there saying, "Hey, I don't want to be a millionaire." That's okay. That's going to change. But one thing you do want to do is you need to make a minimum of six figures because six figures is only the top of the icing when it comes to taking care of yourself, your family. But you cannot create legacy with a minimum of six figures. You have to create legacy with bigger numbers. All right. So, now that you have thought about your $1 million vision, your $1 million company, I want you to now write down all of those things that you thought about, your offer, your pricing, and what does that look like for you? What are you doing? What are you wearing on a regular basis? Who is on your team? How are you feeling when it comes to your business? And then another thing that I want you to think about is how can I get to that vision right now? So if you're asking yourself, or you should be asking yourself, how much am I making right now monthly? And if you say, hey, I'm only making $2,000 a month right now. Well, in order to get to your $1 million vision, anyone who is looking to be a millionaire, you need to be making $83,333.33 a month. And if you are at $2,000, you literally have only $81,000 to go. And these are just roundabout numbers. So when you start thinking about $81,000 a month to go, what could that potentially be? So let's just think about if you were a event planner. So if you were an event planner and you needed to make $83,000 a month, literally you could sell your offer at $10,000. So if you had a $10,000 product, you literally would only need eight products. So this is where it goes into value. You have to really think about how, if me pricing it at this point, what value are they getting? And usually as an event planner, you are creating experiences and memories that cannot be replaced. And so when you start thinking about the value, yes, you can charge something $10,000, but really you have to think about the number of people that you're going to be serving, the overall theme of what you're going to be doing, and how does that translate into success for your client. And so sometimes $10,000 may not be enough, but it's just something that you can think about in terms of like, how can I become a millionaire? And so when you start thinking about that, sometimes it's a little bit more tangible when you say, I only need eight clients this month, as opposed to not even knowing where to start or where to go to next. So that's the gap between understanding who you are as a business, what you have to offer, what your offer can get you, and how much money you need to make in order to get to that $1 million mark. And even if you don't want to get to the $1 million mark right now, if you just want to start off and say, hey, I just want to make $100,000, well, then that comes all the way down even lower to where that price point literally can be one client per month. Because at $100,000, if you did one client at $10,000 per month, then you over the course of 12 months would be making $120,000. And so this is where these price points are so important. So if you have something that is super, super low in price, you have to really think about how many people you need to touch in order to get that to a higher number. And this is why it's important to make sure that the pricing is not undervalued. All right, so now that you know that the gap, this exercise that you have just gone through in terms of your business, your $1 million business mindset shift is something that is going to be just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to coming to our retreat and really understanding, because there are other $1 million visions that I want to take you through, but I don't want to take you through it here. I want to take you through it at the retreat. And that includes your $1 million lifestyle. And so now we're going to go into the CEO growth blueprint. And again, we already talked about your offer, talked about your pricing. Now let's talk about your team. Everybody knows that it takes a team to create a business. When people say, "Oh, I'm a self-made millionaire," absolutely you are not. Meaning that somewhere along the way, someone had to help you. Someone had to watch your children. Someone had to give you an idea. Someone had to allow for you to use their car, or someone had to give you some money. Something had to happen. Someone had to give you space. Someone had to give you an ear. Something had to happen where someone had to assist you. So we really want to get away from this whole concept of self-made millionaires because it absolutely is not true. Although you may have had to go through a lot of your processes on your own, there was still along the way somewhere where there was someone assisting you in some manner. So now when you start talking about your team, what does that really look like? Your team are people or individuals that are assigned to specific roles and responsibilities within your company. And if you don't know what those CEO roles and responsibilities are, that's why you come to our retreat and we'll teach you. We'll also teach you the 12 key roles that each small business needs to have in their business in order to become a multi-million dollar business. So when you start thinking about your company and or your business, it needs to be looked at as if your company or business is a large company, not just a small business. Because when you start thinking of it as a small business, you think small. So, those are some of the things that we also talk about for the CEO Growth Blueprint at the retreat. Another thing that we talk about at the retreat is wellness and millionaire sustainability. We know that wellness is a part of our everyday life, but one of the things that you have to do as a wellness person is to understand who you are as an individual, what you need to replenish yourself so that you're not having this burnout feeling. So, one of the things that we also talk about are 8 different areas of how to create a a plan for your area. So, self-care planning is super super important. And remembering that self-care is not just about spending money on going to massages and things like that, but self-care are actionable steps that you take in order to have self-care. So, actionable steps would be setting boundaries. That is self-care. Making sure you're putting yourself first above other people. That is not a selfish thing. It is all about making sure that you are healthy in order to help those around you be healthy. And so self care, again, is something that you must practice. And there are 8 different areas that I have talked about previously in other workshops where you have to have a self care plan. And that's one of the things we also talk about. But we also have some phases, some areas that we will do some wellness techniques at the retreat that are actually going to help you to focus and get reset. One of the things also that is highly, highly encouraged as a CEO and business person is that you do a regular reset of your mind, body, and soul every quarter. So there, all of this going 12 months without a vacation, that is an absolute, absolute no. And we teach you how to make sure that your business can run while you are on vacation. If you are the only one solely in your business, know that you have not created a business, you have created a job. And we want to get away from that job mindset. We want to make sure that you actually have a business. And so, what are some other things that we're going to talk about inside of that? The shifting, the millionaire sustainability has to do with how you run your business, how you take care of yourself, how you find joy, and how it becomes sustainable. When you create something that you see success, then you duplicate it. All right. What's the next thing that we're going to talk about at the retreat? The Millionaire Lifestyle Retreat. Now, you're probably asking, what is all of this about a millionaire? So, I know that someone asked me, what's millionaire about that? So, although you're coming to the Millionaire Lifestyle Retreat, it's highly encouraged to come with a bestie, a business bestie. And the reason I'm asking you to come with a business bestie is because when you have someone that can hold you accountable once you learn all of these techniques and tools, then it makes it easier for you to become successful. And you likewise can hold them accountable. And then this also turns into these people being a part of your uh, team. So you need to have a squad together in order to make sure that everything that you are doing with your business, you have accountability. So this is really, really important. So what happens at the Millionaire Lifestyle Retreat? Number one, we're staying at a super, super luxurious location. It is here in Georgia and is less than 2 hours from Atlanta. The reason that we're staying at a mansion type atmosphere is because that I want to make sure that you have an elevated level of thinking. When you go to a place that is full of beauty, your mind will likewise be full of beauty. And then, of course, we go through the steps of understanding number one, who are your saboteurs? Do you know what your saboteurs are? Number one, if you don't know what your saboteurs are, at the retreat, we are going to give you a test and you're going to learn what your saboteurs are. And you're also going to learn the top three saboteurs that are actually sabotaging you right now from being the best business person that you can be. And once we go through those steps, then again, you're going to go through your CEO blueprint. You're going to go through your pricing, your visioning, your scaling. And then you're going to also go through your marketing and making sure that the language that you're using and the tools that you're using for your marketing and how you're getting your business across is going to hit exactly with your ICA. Your ICA is your ideal client avatar. And if you're not clear as to what that is, I'm also going to walk you through how to create and understand who your ideal client avatar is. And this is all really a big, big part of understanding your business and who you should be as a business owner. And some of the other things that we're going to be doing is, of course, experiencing luxurious food for the entire weekend, a luxurious stays. Make sure that you bring your robe because it's going to be time where you will have some downtime that you can actually read a book. Also, make sure that you bring a journal that there'll be some downtime where you can journal. We'll be doing some physical exercises that is really low key, but it's actually going to get you back in the mood of feeling like you are empowered and reset. And this is so, so essential when it comes to women business owners because without the reset, again, burnout is something that we don't want to experience on a regular basis. So, the last question that I'm going to be asking you is, are you in? Are you in? Are you ready to really change your business? What if you could leave the entire weekend and no longer feel burnout, no longer feel overwhelmed, but you can leave overwhelm and burnout behind, and that you can fully be into the role as the $1 million CEO that I know that you are? That's exactly what the Millionaire Lifestyle Retreat weekend is designed for. It's actually there to take you to the next level. The value again, super, super discounted rate. Initially, there was a higher price tag, which I know is definitely what I'm going to continue to do in the future. But for those that I know needed a lower price point, I am offering you something special today. So if you're watching this after Black Friday, unfortunately, you may have missed out. But if you're watching this before Black Friday, let me show you what the code is. So, what I want to do for you today is offer you a code that is going to give you an even more discounted price for the retreat. Now, you have to take advantage of this code this week only. So, this code will last until Wednesday, and the next code for Black Friday will last until December 1st. So, you only have a couple of days to really, really hone in and get this special. And if you missed this webinar, again, you need to watch this immediately. I'm going to be emailing this out to all of you beautiful people who are signed up inside of my newsletter. And if you're not signed up in the newsletter and you're just watching this because someone sent it to you, you definitely need to sign up because you don't want to continue to miss out on these specials. Now, not only is this a limited time offer, this is a limited space offer as well. We only have a limited number of spaces in which I can carry this offer over. So again, if you're watching this, you have until Wednesday to actually get the first offer. And the second offer, which is the Black Friday offer, you have until December 1st. But do not delay because the quicker you get it, the faster you get it, the faster you will be able to share in the discount. And so again, once you do that, make sure that you number two, reach out to your business bestie and share with them that special offer also so that we can see the two of you together. And what's going to be happening is you will be sharing a room with someone. And so that's why I'm encouraging you to bring your business bestie so that you can feel comfortable in the room. Most of the rooms are king size beds, so you don't have to worry about being too squished. But again, it is on a first come, first serve basis. Not all the beds are king size, but most of them are. And so if you want to get that king size bed, you're going to want to go ahead and tap in with you and your business bestie and go ahead and get that price today. Click on the offer at ladykhadijahinstitute.com. Click on the Millionaire Retreat. And as soon as you click on that Millionaire Retreat, type in this code. So the code for now until Wednesday is preview 2024. As soon as you type in that code, you'll see the amazing discount that you're going to get. And then you're also going to need to get ready to start packing your bags because the transformation that you're going to have with your business is going to be absolutely unbelievable. You are going to find yourself saying, what have I been doing with my business all of this time if all of these jewels were here and I didn't know about them? But we're going to make sure that you can take and walk away with a business plan and or business strategy for 2025. And that's going to cover the first 2 quarters, specifically because I don't want to go too far into the year because as you're building your business and you're putting things in place, you're going to have to make some adjustments. And if you lay everything out for the entire year, you don't want to have to totally have spent so much time doing the entire year and then having to make so many adjustments along the way. You only want to make a smidget of adjustments from a smaller plan that you've created. But let me tell you, this plan literally is going to get money in your pocket. Another thing that this plan is going to do is going to create more joy for you. Some people they don't even remember what the word joy means, right? And they haven't really had opportunities to have joy because they're living literally paycheck to paycheck or business opportunity to business opportunity, and you have only a limited number of clients or you don't even have any clients, and so you've actually had to go out and get a job to fill the space of maintaining yourself and or your family. And what we want to do is we want to shake some of those things off. We want you to literally be living the life you want to live, not the life that you've had to settle for. And so again, go ahead, go to www.ladykhadijahinstitute.com, click on the courses. Once you click on the courses, you're going to go to the Millionaire Lifestyle Weekend Retreat and type in the code. Once you press enroll, type in the code preview 2024 to get that code up until Wednesday. And then after Wednesday, it will be a Black Friday special, Friday through December 1st. So again, there's a couple on Thursday, there's no coupon at all. Only today, which is Monday to Wednesday. And then the next coupon code is Friday and then to December 1st, which is Sunday or Monday. All right. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I hope that I've answered any questions that you may have had. And if you're still lingering in your mind, like, I'm not for sure about if this is really the retreat that I want to be at, just think about what is your business right now? Is it serving you and your community? And if it's only doing a minuscule of that, you need to be at this retreat because what we want to do is make sure that we have thriving businesses that support us and our community. We also want to make sure that you have a business that you can literally, if need be, sell in the future. All businesses are not forever businesses. So sometimes you want to create a business, build it up, and then sell it for millions. If you've noticed that there are so many businesses, I know sometimes people say, oh, this person sold out, whatever. But remember that the people who are buying those businesses sometimes are not people that look like us. They are people that look like other people. And what you'll notice is that they're buying your business because they see so much value in it. And sometimes that is a win-win situation for you. Because once you sell a business, then you know that you have the tools in place to build another business. And so then if you have in your head, I want to do this now, you know that you can do it because you've already done it one time before. So again, let's get ready for 2025. Let me see you at this Millionaire Lifestyle Weekend Retreat, which is at this beautiful location. Bring your swimsuit, bring your good vibes, bring your pen and paper, bring your journal, bring your robe, bring your lounge clothes, and bring your very, very high class clothing because you also want to dress the part. This is not about a frumpy weekend, it's still about living the millionaire lifestyle for that weekend. So I can't wait to see you there. If you have any questions, again, you can definitely reach out to me individually. It's Coach Naima here. Thank you for letting me take your time. And as I want to go ahead and play a little bit of music as we go out. And again, I look forward to seeing you all at the Millionaire Lifestyle Retreat this December 13th through the 15th here in the Metro Atlanta, Georgia area. All right, I'll see you all soon. Ciao. Assalamu alaikum.